the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to plant out the tomatoes. I've been waiting for this day for ages. The tomatoes, they're ready to be evicted. They were ready like yesterday, especially these tomatillos here that are just like kind of falling over. These are ready to be planted out. If you guys missed the video of me seeding these, go back and watch it, because I just feel like it's very satisfying to like see things being seeded and then see them being planted. So yeah, we're gonna plant these out. I have a few different places throughout the garden that these are going. I've got my paste tomatoes going in one bed. I've got all of my indeterminate dwarfs and micro tomatoes going in one bed. I have my one little indeterminate going in a completely separate bed. And then I have my tomatillos going in a separate bed as well. So let's go. Let's get to planting. I'm gonna be planting all of my dwarf indeterminates here in the yoga frog bed. I've got 8 of them. I feel like that'll be perfect. 1 foot apart. This is an 8x4. So I'm gonna do that and then put some like marigolds and basil around the edges. So I've got my notebook out here because we have to make labels because I used soil blocking this year. There's like no way to label them, so I drew them out on like a little diagram, and so I'm definitely gonna make labels this year. I wanna know what's growing. There have been times in the past where I just like haven't labeled at all and I was flying by the seat of my pants, but I don't know, this year I'm trying to be more organized and yeah. I am so pleased with how I seeded my tomatoes this year. I'm so pleased with the soil blocks. This was like 0 maintenance. I started the seeds in large soil blocks. That way I wouldn't have to up pot them. They look amazing and so healthy, and like they're big enough to be planted out. Again, without me having to do any kind of up potting at all. I think that this is my new favorite way to start seeds because I'm a lazy gardener. I love as little steps as possible. This one is Antho Pink Panther. So first, when I plant tomatoes, I like to remove the lower leaves because I do like to plant them deep. And then I also like to throw a little bit of fertilizer in the hole. I always use an organic, natural, balanced fertilizer. I've got a few things that I'm gonna try here. I've got Garden Tone. This is always my go-to. This is just really natural and balanced. It is a 3-4-4, and it's just like an all-over great fertilizer if that's what you want to use. I don't fertilize everything when I plant it. It's just my tomatoes because I hold tomatoes very near and dear to my heart, and I just want them to get started on the right foot. I also have this. This is called the Ever Hopeful Gardener's Kick-Ass Frass. If you guys follow Amanda, who is the Ever Hopeful Gardener, she's actually my friend and basically my neighbor. We live like 10 minutes from each other. She gifted me this. This is frass, which is basically insect poop, but it's really good for plants. Plants really love it. So I think I'm actually gonna try this for my tomatoes. This is a 3-2-1. This is great when they're first starting. Obviously they're gonna focus on leafy growth first, and then once they start fruiting, we will up the potassium intake. But I think this will be a great starter to like plant in the hole with them. So I've got the Antho Pink Panther going in first. I'm going to dig a very, very deep hole. By the way, this is my favorite garden tool ever. It's like a scoop. It has serrated edges here so you can like cut roots, but then you can also scoop out soil with this like pointed edge. This is my favorite thing. I will link it for you guys in my description. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this Kick-Ass Frass. Love that name, by the way. Mix it in the bottom. Tomato goes in. There we go, we have the first tomato planted. And of course we have the label. Now we've got the pink Lavija gonna go in here next. Next, we've got the Dwarf Firebird Sweet. I grew this one last year and I absolutely loved it. Now we've got Rosella Purple, also a favorite dwarf indeterminate variety. If you like Cherokee Purple, but you don't like it getting 10 feet tall, then you should grow Rosella Purple. This one is Container's Choice from Botanical Interest. I'm gonna kind of stagger them, like I'm planting this next row in between the other two, because I actually have 7. I thought I had 8, but I was accidentally counting the indeterminate one that I'm planting elsewhere. So that's what we're gonna do. Sometimes I'll even remove that leaf. This one is Dwarf Tomato. And if you guys want to know more about these varieties, just go back and watch the video of me seeding them. Oh, we got like an old tag in here. And last one, we have Mocha's Cherry. This one is so tiny. I actually have a lot more space in this bed than I pictured. So I've got these 7 tomatoes. I like to cram these in pretty tight because they are dwarfs and so they don't grow that tall. I think I'm gonna do an eggplant there, maybe another eggplant spilling out the other side. We're definitely going to go in and put some of the marigolds right now and the basil. Maybe here in the front I can do some peppers that are more like low growing and not quite as tall. I don't want there to be anything that shades anything out. We'll figure it out. These are the strawberry marigolds, which are my absolute favorite kind of marigold ever. The color is just so pretty on them. They're actually about to bloom. So I think I'm just gonna kind of maybe plant 4 out of the 8, save the others for the other tomatoes, and maybe just go around the bed. Right beside of this marigold in the outermost corner, right behind Yoga Frog, I'm gonna plant the basil and then I'll do the same on the other corner. Literally all you need for a dwarf indeterminate tomato is just a pole. Just one sturdy pole. They're not even gonna get this tall. I just like to use the tall ones just in case, I don't know. But I just put one of these poles right behind them and that's all. As they grow, I'm tying them up on this pole. For the cherry tomato, I actually might use a cage for that one, just because I like to let my cherry plants do whatever they want. But these other more like beefsteak ones, I only let them have like 1 or 2 liters, tying them up. But yeah, I think for the cherry, might let that one have a cage. Or maybe I'll start it with the pole and then if it's getting too out of hand, then I'll switch it to a cage. But I really don't think it's gonna get out of hand, to be honest. Perfect, and we're done. So excited to have my tomatoes planted out, but we're not done actually, because we gotta go plant out the paste and the tomatillos and the other ones before it gets dark on me, which it's about to get dark, so sorry for the lighting, but honestly, this is like the only time I can come out here without having a heat stroke, so All right, I have 4 Midnight Roma paste tomatoes that are gonna go in here. This bed is about 6 feet long, so I think the paste tomatoes on the inside 4 feet, and then I'll leave a little space on the outside to plant like a flower or maybe like an extra pepper or something. So these determinate Roma tomatoes, they're gonna get cages. I don't prune the suckers off of determinate tomatoes, so they kind of sprawl and go a little crazy. So cages are way better for that. I just have to go and find my good ones. So I'm gonna put those on later, as well as some mulch on top of this bed. This bed is where the indeterminate tomato is gonna go. I think it's called Gladiator Hybrid, which is a paste tomato, but it's indeterminate. And I'm planting it here because I need one of these big boy trellises for that. These are my favorite super tall tomato cages from Gardner Supply Company. I'll link them in the description. I have another one down there. That's my only other indeterminate that I'm growing. It's a Costoluto Genovese. So yeah, this one's going in here. My tomatillos are going in here. This is also where I'm growing the squash, like my Seminole pumpkin. They're gonna grow up that trellis, but then I have this whole other bed space. And I know it's gonna be chaotic with the squash sprawling out. So why not add to that chaos and do 3 tomatillos? I have 4 that I planted. One of them is kind of a little runt though, and I don't think I'm gonna plant that one. This one is like a little bit behind the others. I don't know, maybe I'll find a random place to put it because I feel bad. But the others, they are like ready to go. They're very ready to be planted. And I always do cages with tomatillos as well because they are very sprawly. They like to kind of grow up through the cage and then like hang over when they're growing the tomatillos. So I think like 1, 2, and then third one over here. And then here along the edge of the space, I'll throw in some herbs or like some other flowers or something. Some of those other marigolds that I completely left over there. I was actually gonna plant marigolds in the other tomato cage, so I'm gonna go back and do that later. But I have 4 more marigolds, so maybe I'll do like 2 in the other tomato cage and like 2 right here or something. So that is the plan. You can plant tomatillos just like you would tomatoes. These are kind of like hanging over a bit, so I'm gonna plant them deep and get them sitting up straight again. There we go. I'm gonna go grab the marigolds and then we're done. Other than I've gotta, find cages for all of these, and I have them, they're just like stored away. I have to like put them back together. But I'm gonna be filming a garden tour and like kind of update tour, so you guys will be able to see them then. There's a tiny little space here in this onion patch, and it's practically calling for something. So I think we're gonna put our little runt tomatillo friend in here and just kind of like, we're just gonna see what happens. This is what I do with the runts. I just find a place, and if they make it, cool. If they don't, cool. The tomatoes are planted. I've been waiting for this all winter. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. If you like this video, please be sure to like, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like it. Let me know what kinds of tomatoes you guys are planting this year. Let me know what your favorite is. I love a good favorite. I think my favorite, like if I had to choose just one tomato, that would be extremely hard. But I think I would go with the Rosella Purple. Like it truly is just great because it maxes out at like 5 feet tall. It has that really deep tomatoey flavor like a Cherokee Purple. It's just the best. Like if I'm gonna make a tomato sandwich, that is what I'm reaching for, is my Rosella Purple tomato. So let me know in the comments what you guys are planting. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Substack, all of the things. And don't forget to listen to the Garden Girls podcast. We put out new videos every single Wednesday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.